This episode of the Credit Pirates is brought to you by the Credit Flood 2025, creditflood.com. One day, a young sailor named Jack wanted to buy a new ship. He had the gold for the down payment, a steady income, and a lender ready to give him the loan, until the lender pulled Jack's credit and saw his FICO score. It turns out that Jack didn't understand what impacts his FICO score, but the lender did, and he found Jack too risky. If only Jack had unlocked the 5 keys to the Pirate's Vault, the factors that affect your FICO score.
That's why today we're setting sail on a deep dive into the 5 main factors that affect your FICO credit score. No more guessing, no more surprises, no more "it worked for me." Today, you'll learn the facts about FICO.
Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to the Credit Pirates. I'm Captain Jeremy with my quartermaster Derek and the ever-mischievous Bones McGee.
You're not my real father.
Today, we're cracking open the Pirate's Vault and uncovering the 5 keys to your FICO score treasure.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know that payment history makes up the biggest part of your credit score? It takes 24 on-time payments to make up for just one missed payment. That means a single missed payment could cost you big.
Missed payments. Sounds like me bar tab at the tavern.
Tell us in the comments below, what do you think is most impacting your personal FICO score? Quartermaster Derek, where are we headed today?
Here's today's map to the treasure. Payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, credit mix, and new credit inquiries.
This is CNN.
Ahoy there, folks. Welcome to this week's CNN Scallywag of the Week, the part of the show where we troll the murky depths of social media to dredge up the most rotten credit advice floating about. Some of these so-called tips are so off course they'd scuttle your finances quicker than a ship hitting a reef. Others may sparkle like treasure but turn out to be nothing more than fool's gold, ready to sink unsuspecting sailors. But worry not. We're here at the helm to guide ye true and keep your financial ship steady. So let's dive into this week's Scallywag, who's made a real mess of credit waters.
This week's Scallywag of the Week is going to teach us the true meaning of FICO.
300 and 850. That's the range, 300 to 850. The likelihood of you paying your bills on time for the next 2 years.
Wait, that is what FICO is. FICO is a predictor for lenders, for banks to determine how risky it is to lend you money and what the likelihood of default is. So this part is right.
Now, Captain, have I ever let you down though?
Yes, every single time.
Okay. Well,
we start out on a great foot, and then something goes horribly sideways. Let's watch.
If you have a 300 credit score, that means there's a 30% chance or likelihood that you're going to pay your bills on time over the next.
No, that is not what a 300 credit score means. A 300
he
credit
was
score,
doing so good.
A 300 credit score does not mean, it doesn't directly correlate to a percentage of you paying. In fact, you have to basically pay nothing ever to get yourself to a 300 FICO score. There's no correlation whatsoever. Well, maybe
we can only go up from here.
Maybe he made a mistake.
If you have an 850 FICO, that means there's an 85% chance you will pay your bills on time over the next 2 years. That is
wait. No, wait. An 850 FICO score is a perfect FICO score. It can only be obtained by years of responsible credit usage, of on-time payments, and a perfect credit history. It's a perfect score. That means you've done nothing, and the likelihood of you've done nothing wrong. The likelihood of you doing something wrong is close to zero. It doesn't mean there's not a 15% chance you don't pay your bills in 2 years. That's insane. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe he's going to correct himself.
I think he will. I mean, nobody can really believe that.
85% chance or likelihood you will pay your bills.
At perfect credit, an 850 FICO score, there's only an 85% chance you'll pay your bills. An 850 FICO score gets you the perks like 0% financing on a car. They're not giving you 0% financing on a vehicle if there's only an 85% chance of you making the payments in the next 2 years. This is insane. The FICO score range goes from 300 to 850. Okay. Now, what happens if there's a 20% chance of you repaying? Is your FICO score 200? No, there is no 200 FICO score. What if there's only a 10% chance of you repaying, right, in 2 years? Do you have a 100? What if there's a 99% chance that you're going to repay on your debts? Your score would have to be 990. This is insane. As a FICO certified credit pirate, I'm looking at this and this is not how FICO works. This isn't how any of this works.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I just can't stop focusing on the background where it says America's credit expert.
Well, it says America's credit something. And there could be expatriate.
Oh, I bet he moves his melon soon and we can see it.
Excrement. It could a lot of words start with X. I have an ex-wife, and that doesn't mean you should listen to her.
That's all it means.
Let's get back to it. That's not all it means. That was it. I feel like God bless TikTok. God bless TikTok. Don't listen to this. So FICO scores are made up of 5 main areas. There's 5 keys to the treasure, 5 keys to the FICO score, and that's the whole point of today's conversation. But once again, I have to reiterate how important it is for you guys watching, you ladies, you gentlemen watching. Do not seek out the perfection of credit information from places like TikTok and a lot of these social media places where you've got uncertified and clearly unqualified people giving advice. Instead, come to the Credit Pirates and take the word of 2 grown men who are dressed up as pirates. Sound advice. Always good advice.
Picture this. You land an interview for your dream job and everything is going great. The hiring manager is impressed and you're already imagining your first day. But then they run a credit check. Turns out your maxed out credit cards make you look financially irresponsible. Now they're second guessing if you're the right fit. If only you had kept your balances low. You'd be celebrating your new career instead of heading back to the job hunt. Now picture a different outcome. The hiring manager pulls your background check and they are impressed with your FICO score. You shake hands as you make arrangements to start your first day of work. That's the power of a good FICO score.
Raise your hooks if you think that just making payments on time is enough. Let's break it down so that every pirate can understand.
Here are the 5 main factors that make up your FICO score. Payment history. Payment history makes up 35% of your FICO score and is the most important factor. Late payments can sink your ship. Credit utilization on revolving accounts. Revolving accounts are credit cards, lines of credit, things that you can charge up, you can pay off, and you can use again. As long as you're happy with the bank and the bank is happy with you, they can revolve forever. Revolving accounts, like credit cards or lines of credit, make up a full 30% of your FICO score. You want to keep your balances as low as possible. The lower the ongoing balance, the more points are added to your FICO score each month. Length of credit history makes up 15% of your FICO score. Older accounts show credit stability. Credit mix makes up 10% of your credit score. A variety of credit types show that you have the ability to handle any credit that's given to you. And new credit inquiries make up 10% of your FICO score. Too many inquiries can make you look desperate to a lender.
So, Quartermaster Derek, why do FICO scores matter?
Well, they matter because they gauge the risk factor for lenders on when you apply for something, whether you're able to get that loan or get that car or get that home or get that credit card. So without the assessment of risk, the banks and lenders, they're in business to make money. And so they have to know whether it's something that's a safe investment for them. Captain, what exactly makes up the FICO score?
35% of the FICO algorithm is made up of payment history. The ability and willingness to repay in a timely fashion is the biggest component that builds your FICO score. For example, it takes 24 on-time payments to make up for just one late payment, one 30-day late payment. So payment history is the single strongest, the single most important part of your FICO score. It's also a very easy part to maintain. You can do some things like put your credit cards on auto payment. You can make sure you're opening all your mail, you're watching your text alerts from your credit card company, from your mortgage company, your student loan company, and you're being proactive. If something's coming up and you may not be able to make your payment on time, I always encourage you to reach out to that creditor, that loan company, that credit card company, and talk to them. If you can work with them ahead of time, you can offset a potential late showing up on your credit and causing a negative impact to a full 35% of your FICO score. So the next biggest part of the FICO algorithm is a full 30% of your score. And that's made up of balance to limit ratios on open revolving accounts and credit cards. A revolving account is an account like a credit card where you can charge it up, you can pay it down, you can pay it off. And as long as you're happy with the bank and the bank's happy with you, that can keep going and revolving forever. Some people will tell you keep your credit cards under 50%. Other people will say, and tell me in the comments below if you've heard any one, any two, or multiple of these things. Some people will say you want to keep your credit cards at 30%, pay them down to 30%, use 30% every month. People love them some 30%. A lot of other people will tell you you want to use 10% on your credit card. And there are other people who say you can charge as much as you want on the credit card, and as long as you pay it off each month, or as long as you pay it down by some magical date that's somehow connected to your billing cycle close date, that it won't matter. Incorrect. And the thing is, you're hearing it from sources who you think would know. You're hearing it from loan officers and realtors, bankers, teachers, friends, financial planners, Susie Flip and Orman on TV, goofballs on TikTok who are saying that they equate to percentages. What all these people are trying to talk about, but what they don't understand is where in the FICO algorithm, where is the best utilization or usage to add the most points to your score each and every month. And there is a perfect usage, but it's comically small. It's 1% to 3%. 1% to 3%. Any less than 1%, you broke it. Any more than 3%, you broke it. So let's make this into a realistic, applicable at home example. Let's say you've got a credit card with a $500 spending limit, a $500 credit limit on it. That means a monthly spend, a monthly trended average daily balance, and a monthly payment of between $5 and $15, no less and no more. $5 to $15 on a $500 credit card. So Jeremy, that's not very much. How do I do this? Well, follow the captain's advice here. Take Netflix or Hulu, take ABC Mouse, take some subscription that's between $5 and $15 that you spend each month already now. You take that recurring bill and set up to have it paid with that $500 limit credit card, okay? Then, as far as payments go, set your checking or your savings account up to automatically pay the credit card when it's due. On the due date. You don't have to get fancy with billing cycle close dates or windows. Let's keep it simple. Yes, it's that simple. But what you've done is you've created a FICO machine, a credit machine, because here's what's happening each and every month. The month starts off, goes along, all of a sudden, bam, Disney Plus, hits that credit card. And that's activity. It was 1 to 3% of the credit limit. So you're going to get the most possible points in the FICO algorithm. Now that balance from that spending stays on the card throughout the month until the due date. And that creates something called a trended average daily balance. And you get points for a trended average daily balance. We've done two things here to juice that entire 30% of FICO right now. When it's time to pay the bill, you're going to have your checking swoop in and automatically pay that bill on the due date. And that shows the ability and willingness to repay in a timely fashion. And then it happens again, month after month. Activity, average daily balance, payment. Activity, average daily balance, payment. Points, 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 points. While you do nothing but sit back, watch The Mandalorian, and your credit score goes up. That's how to maximize a point potential within the FICO algorithm on a revolving account. Now, the third key, a full 15% of your FICO score is made up of credit history. And I'm not talking about your history of repayments. I'm talking about time. The older an open and active account is, the older the start of your credit history is from today, the more points you're going to get towards that 15% history section of the FICO algorithm. The next key makes up 10% of your FICO score, and that's a blend of accounts. If you utilize different types of credit accounts and you can demonstrate that on your credit report, you get credit for that. Why? Because it shows a prospective creditor, a prospective lender, that you can be responsible with all kinds of credit. One kind is good, two kinds is better, three kinds is better. The more of a variety you have, the more points you get in that mix of credit. Key 5, the remaining 10% recent activities. This is where inquiries sit. You want to avoid too much new activity. You want to avoid things that could be seen risky by a potential creditor. For example, if you've got 35 inquiries in the last 10 days, you're doing some crazy credit seeking behavior, they may think, oh, this person's in financial trouble or this person's not very responsible. That inquiry will stay on your credit report visibly for 2 years, 24 months. It'll impact your score for 12 months. Now, you do get a shopping window for auto loans, for student loans, and for mortgages. The FICO algorithm will only count it as one Equifax, one Experian, one TransUnion inquiry. This allows you to shop. So how do we protect that 10%? We protect our credit. We don't allow unnecessary credit inquiries. Understanding these key components to the FICO algorithm can help you focus on them and make good decisions when it comes to making payments on time or how much you're going to use on a credit card. Gee, should I put this on a credit card or should I pay cash for this? Tell us in the comments below, what's your favorite way to track your FICO score?
Our bad advice cat says, if your cards be maxed, just open another credit card.
Shout out to the crew member of the day. Tyler Swift asks, what's the fastest way to raise my FICO score?
Tyler Swifties.
Great question, Tyler. The chief way to raise your FICO score the quickest is to pay down debt, shake it off, and watch your score rebound.
Bad credit is holding millions of people back, and the credit bureaus couldn't be happier. They thrive while you're stuck with low scores, high interest rates, and endless fees. They make billions while you struggle to move forward. But what if I told you their time is running out? Right now, the credit bureaus are on the defensive. Regulators, attorney generals, and the federal government are putting new pressure on them like never before. And while they're scrambling to adjust to changes in the system, you have the power to strike back.
This is where the Credit Flood 2025 comes in. It's the ultimate toolkit designed to help you challenge the credit bureaus and win fast and effectively. Let's face it, fixing bad credit feels impossible. You've probably tried disputing errors online, paying off debts, or following online advice only to find yourself frustrated by a lack of results. That's because the credit bureaus are set up to keep you trapped. They make it complicated, they delay, and they profit off your frustration. But what if you had the tools to flip the script? Tools they don't want you to know about. That's why we created the Credit Flood 2025, a step-by-step credit repair package designed by FICO certified credit professionals to help you take advantage of these current conditions. It's your unfair advantage over the credit bureaus, giving you the tools and knowledge to finally clean up your credit and get the fresh start that you deserve. In the Credit Flood 2025, you'll get proven letter templates to challenge and remove negative marks, step-by-step lessons,
teaching you how to navigate the credit system like a pro. Built to work right now while the system is vulnerable. Everything you need is packaged in one powerful toolkit, designed to deliver results fast. But here's the catch. This opportunity won't last forever. The credit bureaus are adapting, and soon it'll be much harder to repair your credit using these strategies. Waiting even a few weeks could mean missing your chance to take advantage of this perfect moment. Don't let this opportunity slip away. The Credit Flood 2025 is your chance to erase negative marks, boost your score, and finally achieve the fresh start that you deserve. Click below now to lock in your access to the Credit Flood 2025 at a special discounted price before it's gone. Your future self will thank you.
Here's how to maximize your FICO score the pirate way. Make your payments on time, every time. One late payment can take 24 on-time payments to make up for. Keep credit card and line of credit balances low.
With all this rum, I'm lucky if I can keep my balance at all.
The perfect credit utilization on a revolving line in the FICO algorithm is only 1% to 3% usage each and every month. Don't close old accounts too fast. Credit history is predicated on age. The older the account, the more valuable it is. Maintain a healthy mix of credit. A mix of credit shows lenders that you're capable of handling almost any credit that you take on. Apply for new credit sparingly. Protect your credit report from inquiries just like you'd protect your booty.
Apply early and apply often.
Bones, that's exactly what you're not supposed to do. Quartermaster Derek, do we have any viewer mail today?
Aye, Captain. The question is, Dear Credit Pirates, I heard a closing on an old credit card can help my score. True or false? Signed, Carl in the Caribbean.
Am I the only one noticing a pattern in the names of the people who send us mail?
Great question, Carl. The answer is false. Closing those old accounts can hurt your credit history, length, and utilization. You want to keep them open.
Here be your key takeaways. Pay on time, keep balances low, don't close out old accounts, mix up your credit types, and be careful with new applications.
And remember, crew, good credit doesn't happen overnight. It's earned through patience, discipline, and the wisdom of a seasoned pirate. Now, before we sail away, don't forget to join the crew. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share the bounty with other potential crew members.
And if you want to support the show, you can support us on Patreon. Also, check out our website, check out the Credit Pirates podcast on Spotify, our TikTok, and don't forget to swipe right when you see me on Pirate Tinder.
Tune in next time.
There be an 85% chance we make it.
As we navigate more treacherous credit seas and uncover hidden treasures to boost your credit score. Until then,
check your credit report, pay your debts, and don't let anyone touch your booty.
Gather round me hearties, let's talk about credit with a clever guide aboard, you'll never regret it. From scores that be sinking to debts that run high, we'll chart a course together, just give it a try. Yo ho, let your credit score soar. With laughter and wisdom, you'll learn so much more. Trim those bad habits, raise your sails to the sky. With Jeremy as captain, we'll watch your scores fly. The tales they will tell of the debts that ensnare. Like debt's just a friend, but we know it's a scare. With budgeting tricks and a jolly good cheer, you'll sail through the waters with nothing to fear. Yo ho, let your credit score soar. With laughter and wisdom, you'll learn so much more. Trim those bad habits, raise your sails to the sky. With Jeremy as captain, we'll watch your scores fly. The tales they will tell of the debts that ensnare. Like debt's just a friend, but we know it's a scare. With budgeting tricks and a jolly good cheer, you'll sail through the waters with nothing to fear. Yo ho, let your credit score soar. With laughter and wisdom, you'll learn so much more. Trim those bad habits, raise your sails to the sky. With Jeremy as captain, we'll watch your scores fly. We'll watch your scores fly. So if you feel lost in the credit abyss, join in for some laughs, it's a financial bliss. With a wink and a grin, we'll navigate right. Together we'll conquer from morning till night. Yo ho, let your credit score soar. With laughter and wisdom, you'll learn so much more. Trim those bad habits, raise your sails to the sky. With Jeremy as captain, we'll watch your scores fly. So thanks for joining in, we'll see you next week with more jolly tales and the tips that you seek. Remember, good mates, it's all in good fun. With the crew by your side, your journey's just begun.